So on my video last week from when we found out our assignment list, Anthony Z asked, I had no clue such style was allowed in the Air Force. Alright guys, do not make fun of me for my haircut right now. I don't really like it. I'm trying to grow my hair out on top a little bit. It's not really working right now though, but I'm going to keep running with it for a while until it gets to the point where I absolutely hate it and then I just chop it all off, which usually happens. I figured since Anthony asked that question on last week's video and I just got a haircut, why not make a video about haircut regulations in the Air Force? But first I'm going to give a shout out to Josh Rowe for saying, keep the videos coming, they're dope.
Oh, that's dope. And I'm like thinking, why are you saying that? That's dope. That's dope.
Thanks, Josh. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to know where that clip came from, it was from a video that we shot last week for a daily vlog. Click in the right-hand corner of the video on the exclamation point. If you're on mobile, tap the screen, then click the exclamation point, and it will take you to the video that we did. You can also click it at the end of the video. So if you watch this, then you can go back and watch that daily vlog. But McKenna was hilarious in that vlog, so I highly suggest you go watch it. All right, guys. Well, let's get into haircuts in the Air Force. So I'm going to start with rules that are both male and female, and they go as following. First off, it has to be well-groomed and professional looking. Now, professional looking is deemed as, I have no idea. I would assume it just means it doesn't look like you just rolled out of bed and your hair's all over the place. But the actual fine line of what professional looking is, I have no idea, and I don't think anybody else has like a set, this is what it is. Keep in mind in the rest of the video, there's going to be a lot of stuff like, what does that mean? That's how most Air Force instructions go. You're like, what exactly does that mean? Because sometimes they're vague. Your hair cannot contain excessive hair products such as mousse or gel. So if I just take like a whole glob of like gel and it's like, you can just tell that it like looks not good, like there's just a gunk in my hair, it's not allowed. So don't get too crazy with hair products. Your hair is also not allowed to look lopsided or to... Hello. I'm making a video. Babysitting go good? Love you. Come say hi. McKenna just got back from babysitting.
Hello.
So your hair is also not allowed to look lopsided. When I think of lopsided, I think of like, it's like really short here, and then like maybe if you like spike it up this way or something, or like, I'm not really sure what that means, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody have like lopsided, or when I look at them go, your hair is lopsided. Whatever that means. You're also not allowed to have your hair go past an invisible line that is on the top of your eyebrows. So like right here.
There's a huge wasp around there.
Wasp?
Yeah.
Kill it.
With what? We don't even have fly swatter.
Your hair is also not allowed to cross the very top of your eyebrow or the imaginary line that connects the two. So if I were to go like this right here, my bangs cannot go down to here. Now something a lot of people might also be concerned about, not so much guys but girls, is hair color. Hair color has to be natural looking for your skin complexion. So you are allowed to dye your hair, but it has to be natural looking. So you're not allowed to dye your hair burgundy, purple, orange, or neon colors, or anything of that nature that just wouldn't be natural. Now let's get into the specifics for male hair. You must have a tapered appearance on the sides and the back, which basically means that it's short down here and it's longer up here. But that's only if you have like a lot of hair. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. You're allowed to shave your head. So basically, as long as it's just short on the sides, that's all they care about. If it's short on top, cool. If it is long on top, cool. You're also not allowed to have eccentric directional flow, spikes or twists in your hair. Now, obviously like spikes would be like spiking your hair up, and then twists for a male, I don't really know what that is. And then for eccentric directional flow, I looked up eccentric hair because I could not find anything on it. Like the Air Force just gives you this like, this is what you can't have, and everybody's like, what does that even mean? So I don't know what eccentric directional flow of your hair is. So I tried looking it up and there's not much on it. Like most of it that I could find, it was like women's haircuts, and it was like one of them, this girl had like bangs that went down to here, but her bangs on this side were just like chopped off. So I was like, well, I don't think anybody in the military would ever try to do that anyways, but you can't have hairstyles like that. So whatever eccentric directional flow means, you can't have that. Block cuts for males are authorized as long as they have a tapered appearance. Now this is going to be the biggest thing when it comes to haircuts in the Air Force. And it ties into Anthony's question in the very beginning when he goes, I didn't realize that that kind of haircut was authorized. You are allowed to have your hair be 1¼ inches in bulk, no matter the length. That means my hair on top could be like 12 inches long as I can like somehow slick it back and not make it look like faddish or lopsided or eccentric or any of those. As long as I keep it within 1¼ inch from my head, I'm allowed to have hair however long I want. Now, for a male, like obviously there's going to be some point where you're going to have to cut your hair. Like my hair is like 12 inches long. I can slick my hair back, and if it's like 9 inches long and it goes all the way back here, that's allowed. But at some point, it's going to be like too long for me to do that, and it's going to go like where it's not supposed to. I know so many people that are even that'll be like, no, there's a length requirement. That's my voice of people that don't know what they're talking about. No, there's a length requirement. There isn't a length requirement for male's hair. You can be as long as you want, but there is a bulk requirement, which means it can't stick away from your scalp more than 1¼ inch. This is where gel is going to become your friend, but you can't use too much gel because that's also a rule. As you guys are finding out, even with very simple things, the Air Force makes a billion rules for them. But at least we can try to learn them, and I'm learning them as I go. Now, the 1¼ inch in bulk ruling is only for the top of your head. The sides and back, it says where your hair termination point is, which is basically like your natural hairline. So like on my neck, my natural hairline goes down to like right around here. My hair is not allowed to exceed 1/4 inch at these portions of my head. So this has to be kept short, and this can be like 10 inches long as it doesn't go over 1¼ inch away from my head. But the sides, no matter what, cannot be over 1/4 inch in length. So you'll always have to trim the sides and the back of your hair. Now also with this rule, your hair is not allowed to touch your ears. So like if I'm growing my hair out and you have ears that are very close to your head, good luck, because you're most likely going to always be breaking the AFI. I knew someone in tech school with their ears literally touched their head, and their hairline went below like their ear, which everybody's does. Like my hairline goes below where my ear is. So they would go get a haircut and like shave it to skin, and like 2 days later, as soon as the hair started growing, their ears are already touching their hair. So I honestly feel like that rule is just like stupid and should not be a rule, because everybody's ears are different. But it says not allowed to touch the ears. So I guess you have to follow it. People don't really pay much attention because it's kind of a dumb rule. So you're not really going to get hit on that unless you're in like basic training. But like, and maybe tech school. But at your job, at your base, like nobody really cares. As long as you get like it cut like on the sides like I have right now. I've never had anything said to me about my hair. Now I know a few people that have like had things said to them about their hair. Like one of our guys had his hair, he was like 6 inches long, and he had combed over, and he wouldn't gel it though because he could like comb it over and it would stay. But when he would walk through the wind to come to work, it would blow his hair all over the place, and his like hair would go down over his eyes. And so then he would just comb it back up and it would stay. But he got caught by somebody like walking through the wind in uniform, and his hair was like blown all over the place on the flight line, and they're like, yeah, you can't have that. It's not like you show up to work and they're like, here's a scale, and they put it to your head and they're like, you're almost at 1/4 inch, you better go get a haircut. Like nobody will say anything as long as you keep it generally within the guidelines. And even if you go over the guidelines, nobody's going to specifically measure it, because everybody knows like about when you need a haircut in the military. Your hair also cannot protrude from the front band of your headgear. Your headgear being your hat, or your cover, as they call it, in security forces beret. You're not allowed to have your hair, so like my bangs right now, they cannot go down. Like if I were to put my hat on, it goes right here and my hair's sticking out. That's not allowed. I'll go get my cover just to show you guys. Alright, so this is my cover. So when I wear my cover, I wear it like this, which the front of my band goes right here. So that's how much further I can grow my hair before I start to get out of regs. So if my hair was like 3 inches long and it was dangling down here, you'd be like, well, isn't that over 1¼ inch? But it's 1¼ inch in bulk, meaning away from your head. So as long as my bangs just go down, that's not away from my head. But like it said earlier, this invisible line. So you cannot let your bangs cross that invisible line. That's why they have to be like pushed back or combed over, which most people end up doing. Like in the very beginning of the video when he had a comb over, if he let his hair dangle straight down, it would definitely be past his eyebrows, and it's definitely over 1¼ inch in length. But as long as it doesn't stick off his head that much and it doesn't cross his eyebrows, it's allowed. Now in the Air Force, you're allowed to have a cleanly shaved head, like Mr. Clean, or you're allowed to have a high and tight, which is what most people think when they think of the Marines. And you're also allowed to have flat tops. And with the flat tops, it has to stay within 1¼ inch of your head. In the Air Force, you're prohibited from having, but not limited to, mohawks, cornrows, dreads, and etched designs on your head, which would be like if someone with the Nike logo like etched into their head, like shaved out of it. You're not allowed to get like logos or anything or words etched into your hair. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about as far as these regulations go is going to be the sideburns. This can also tie into facial hair, which I'm not making a video on right now, but in the future I might do that. So stick around and be sure to subscribe. So sideburns have to be straight and even width. That means you're not allowed to have like that pointy like sideburns, which a lot of people do in the Air Force and nobody says anything because like it looks clean and professional. But technically, according to AFI, you're not allowed to, but I see a lot of people that do it. The AFI states it's wrong, but like I'm saying, a lot of people in the Air Force do it and nobody gets in trouble. So technically, it's supposed to be straight sideburns and they're supposed to have a horizontal bottom. And they're also not allowed to go below the bottom of the orifice of the ear. Now, I tried looking all this up, like what is the exact definition of the bottom of the orifice of the ear? Because that's a really weird like term to use. Like, why not just be like the bottom of the earlobe? Or like something that everybody's like, oh, that makes sense. But no, they're like the bottom of the orifice of the ear, which like this is my orifice of my ear right here. So I'm assuming it's this point right here. My sideburn has to be level with that spot and cannot exceed past that spot. I think you guys are starting to understand why a lot of people are like, what do they mean by this? Or like, that's a stupid rule. Well guys, that's all I have for hair regulations in the Air Force. I hope this helped you guys understand a little bit more. Now, none of this actually pertains to BMT, surprisingly, because they will cut your hair for you. You will get 3 cuts at BMT. Like the first week, they will shave your head with like a 1 guard. 4th or 5th week, they will shave your head again with a 1 guard. And then 7th week before graduation, they'll shave your head again. Now that was when I used to be there. Now it is only 7.5 weeks till graduation, or 7 weeks till graduation. So you might get a haircut like the 1st, 4th, and 6th week now. I'm not sure. And they also made us shave our sideburns like way up here, like at the top of our ears. They made us go straight, like from here. It curved up and we had to shave all this, like everything below that off. We weren't allowed to have sideburns, period. So don't be thinking you can go to basic training and get this like comb over and all this crazy stuff, because in basic they have like set rules. Like basic and actual Air Force are like 2 different things. Like they will make you do stuff in BMT that yes, you're supposed to follow in the Air Force. They also do things in BMT that are like 10 times more strict than the real Air Force rules. Like what I just read to you guys is not what you're going to be doing at basic. I wanted to give a shout out on Instagram to combathornet_044. He said he's been busy, so he hasn't been able to keep up with all of my videos, which is totally cool. I understand that. I'm busy too. I get busy and can't keep up with a lot of things I want to keep up with. I just appreciate that you are a subscriber and you support what I do. And I have been popping out videos like crazy lately. So if you guys appreciate it and want me to keep making videos like I have been, let me know in the comment section below. Also, like this video. Please like this video, because it shows me that you guys appreciate it. So the more you guys interact with my videos, the more likely I am to make videos for you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe, give this a thumbs up. Like me on Facebook, the link is in the description below. I also have my other social media accounts such as Snapchat, so if you don't follow me, go ahead and follow me right now. Also, Instagram and Twitter. I do shout-outs from Instagram and Twitter in some of my videos and my vlogs, so if you guys follow me on there and interact with me on there, you might be getting shout-outs in the future, so don't miss that opportunity to follow me on those other social media accounts. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to check out last week's video. He came here for sea glass, but he found a hat. So McKenna left the group, so I'm gonna go find her, because I don't know where she went. I hope she's over here. Maybe she went the other way. I'm not sure. Oh man, she's all the way out there.